Hello, everybody. My name is Juan Carlos Brando, and one more time, we are here with you all to get in touch with the attorney Margaret W. Wong, who has been working on the immigration field for over 40 years, and she has helped thousands of people every year, over 4,000, 5,000, 6,000 people or families every single year. And the question is, what are your concerns regarding to immigration? What is your questions about immigration, and why are you not doing nothing yet? Have you already spoken to an attorney, or maybe you are waiting for a party or a family meeting to see an attorney and then ask the attorney in the meeting or in the party, and then maybe attorneys don't want to talk about law, about work, if they are in a party or in a family meeting. So this is a good opportunity for everybody to ask questions to the attorney Margaret W. Wong, who has been working on this field for over 40 years. So I would encourage everyone to ask her the questions that you have in order to get an answer. And this is a free question, a free answer. And she has offices in 9 cities of the United States. So please just give us a call, 216-279-3984, 216-279-3984, and get in touch with us. Ms. Wong, welcome to the show. Thank you for having us today. How are you doing?
I'm very good, and thanks for inviting me.
Thank you so much for having us, Ms. Wong. And well, today is a day where some people are asking questions. And actually, yesterday, a gentleman, was asking me. I was mentioning that maybe if President Biden comes up with the immigration reform, or maybe if it's approved in the Congress and the Senate, maybe we can have relief for so many immigration cases. But he said, well, we have been waiting so long for this and nothing happens. So, what would you tell these gentlemen about what's going on with the immigration system?
Right. So basically, even though we don't have a power to vote, a lot of people like us, New York just started a new rule saying that as long as they have papers, they could be DACA, they could only be a work permit, they're a green card holder. They don't need to be citizens. They could vote in municipalities, local election. They just could not vote in a federal government election and a state election. So the world of America voting rights is being expanded because New York is always the first city. It used to be Chicago, but now it's New York, who really come up with very innovative argument. The second thing is New York also, even under the former rich governor, Bloomberg, right? Bloomberg, they have a whole department of men and women, and the government pays for them to help people like us who goes through any social help, any victim of crime, any T visa. So New York had that. And now they have a smaller department, but they still have that department. So that's one thing I'm looking forward to other states to follow. And also, as far as 2022 is concerned, one thing most of us would pray for is that we would like faster work permits. So, I mean, I wish I can see your faces, you can see mine, and raise your hand when you file for work permit in March, April, May, June, July, September, and you haven't gotten it. All you have is maybe a fingerprint notice or receipt notice. So even for DACA applicants, it's taking longer and longer to get those work permit. Of course, the virus doesn't help.
Thank you very much, Ms. Wong, for this answer, and we appreciate your thoughts. And of course, a lot of people are wondering what's going on with the immigration reform. Is it coming? Is it not coming? Is it going to happen or not? So, if you are concerned about what's going on with the immigration world, or maybe with the immigration reform, just be a little patient and talk to a good attorney. And Ms. Wong has a very good advice that she can give you with all her experience. So just give her a call, 216-279-3984. 884. This person is saying, Happy Thursday, my lawyer. And thank you so much. And this is a person that is asking this question. I went to Niagara Falls with my parents, but we passed to Canada. Then they were stopped and not let back in the United States. What can we do for them?
I feel very bad for you because all same in Detroit. I went to law school in Buffalo, so I sort of know that area because it's very easy. And worse, actually worse than Buffalo is Detroit. Whenever you apply for a Mexican passport, you need to go to the Mexican consulate, and Mexican consulate is right next to the border of Canada in Detroit on that bridge. So we have a lot of Mexican clients who accidentally drove past. I'm surprised that I don't know what country you're from. I'm surprised that they let them go back because Mexico actually have visa free now with Canada. So a lot of Mexican people, oh, it's from India. Okay, so if you're from Mexico, you could actually go to Canada now without a visa, but because you're India, and I'm sorry because but they should have let you through. I think it's bad luck. You just met someone who's bad, and maybe your parents are scared. I would have insisted to see a judge. And if you insist on seeing a judge, you also have a work permit, you probably have an asylum work permit. So it's sad because you don't have a passport. That's a problem because from India, once you have an asylum work permit, you don't have a passport unless it's a 10-year cancellation C10, you have a passport. But maybe because you don't have a passport, I would, next time, if something like that happened, you need to ask for one of three things, either parole, deferred inspection, or going to see the judge or NTA. Normally, they would grant you one of these three, and you could come back, especially if they have a work permit. I feel very sorry. If they're still in Canada, still in jail, that's what I ask. Emphasize parole, deferred inspection, or they want to see a judge, which is NTA, and they should be okay.
Thank you so much, Ms. Wong, for this answer. And well, we have a lot of people that are asking these kind of questions. And I have a question right here on the inbox. This person is saying, I fled from Pakistan because I am gay. Now I made it to the United States, and I would like to know if I can apply for asylum. I came 8 years ago.
Okay, so number one, you missed your 1 year. Depends on you were detained at the border when you say you fled. I don't know how you came. You may have come on a tourist visa. You may have came through Mexican border or the Canadian border. Number one. Number two is it's very very difficult to be gay in a Muslim country, as you know, Pakistan, Bangladesh. They split with India in 1948, so it's very difficult. Also in Saudi. Those countries it's practically impossible to be gay and to live and to survive. So on the other hand, you miss your 1 year, so we have to explain maybe it's post-traumatic stress or something. Why did we miss 1 year? If you were detained, there's a law called Rojas saying that when you were detained, nobody told you that you have to file asylum within a year, so you can insert Rojas. But aside from that, you have to explain the 1 year rule. If not, you can only apply for withholding and CAT, and also you would not be able to get a work permit. So I would fight for the asylum, at least get that work permit, and explain how traumatized you are before you came, after you came, and what took you 8 years to have the courage and the strength to apply for that asylum. In the meantime, it's not just because you're gay that you could file for asylum. We have to explain being gay, what's the threat, what's the specific nexus, the connection to you, and the harm and the grounds of the nexus. It's just complicated. And the words on account of, because the law is race, nationality, member of a special group, political opinion, and religion. And on account of these 5 grounds, and the nexus with the harm. So we have to explain all that in the 1 year, of course. 1 year really started only on January 94. They killed, that's very good. So they kill gay people. So how would they find out? Do they come to your house and search if there's a gay partner? Stuff like that. Yes, because of religion, that's very good. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Ms. Wong, for this answer. And I guess a lot of people right now, with all what is happening in the Middle East, in Afghanistan, a lot of people are coming here and going to other countries. Maybe they need a relief. Have you thought about what's going on with the people from Afghanistan that came on the plane?
Right. That's interesting because it also coincides with the person that the parents accidentally went to Canada and couldn't come back as the same case. In that case, the parents did not get parole. Parole is a piece of paper to allow you to leave and come back. So that's parole. So the parents only got a work permit but no parole. So they're not supposed to come back or not supposed to leave. Now, under Afghanistan, it's a different situation because all the people that came, they have parole or they have some piece of paper, even though it's a small piece of paper from our government allowing them. It's like a pre-inspection case. So, for example, people leave India instead of coming straight to Atlanta, which there's a direct flight. They're stopped in Dubai, or they go to QAE. That's the pre-inspection. So that CBP, that airport allows them to come, then they can come to their work, then they don't have to no more inspected. Same with Afghanistan. The fact that they got on the last planes the last few days, they all came legally. It's a very different situation from Afghanistan. And there's no Afghanistans who went to Mexico or Canada because they couldn't get out of those countries. So that's different. The undocumented who came through Canada or Mexico, they came without a visa. So they either came illegally or were never caught, or they go through the line and apply for asylum. Versus the Afghanistanis people who, when they board the plane, they already had permission. The question is they couldn't get on that plane because they had no permission or they're trying to hang on to the wings and stuff like that. So it's a totally different scenario. And I feel bad for them because hundreds and thousands of people, like the women military, they would have been able to get, because they had permission, but they just couldn't get on the last few flights. But I heard they have private contractors now helping them. There are different countries helping them to get on that plane. All those are legal arrivals. They couldn't come illegally because there's no way for Afghanistan, so far away, to come to America, come through Mexico and Canada to come here.
And thank you so much, Ms. Wong. And this is a interesting case and a situation that happened just a few months ago. So, well, we hope that everybody can talk to a good attorney. And of course, we have the attorney Margaret W. Wong, who is recognized as one of the best attorneys in the United States of America. And she has been awarded several times in many academies and prizes or awards that are part of the board and the national work of the immigration field. So please feel free to call 216-279-3984, 216-279-3984. We have another question here. This question says, I have 9 years asylum case. I am your client. Recently, the asylum case was terminated. Okay,
Congratulations. Yeah.
and now marriage case, green card. How many years should I wait? I am working as a caregiver job.
Good. The first good news is for your work permit. If there's a way you can get a work permit, because as a caregiver, Biden just came up with a new rule just 2 weeks ago saying any caregiver, any health frontline people, they could get a quick work permit. That's the first good news. The second good news is congratulations on termination. Most people misunderstood termination because they say, oh my gosh, I'm terminated. I couldn't get a work permit. Termination is good because then I don't have to worry about keep going to court, get a deportation order. If you win, of course, you get a green card. But even if you get a deportation order, you can appeal. But termination means, whew, I'm done, going to court, getting worried. But on the other hand, you won't get a work permit based on C8, which is good for 2 years. On the other hand, on your marriage case, it depends on how you came to America. If you came undocumented, you have to wait for the I-130 approval, do the 601A, leave the country and come back for 1 or 2 weeks. If it came documented, I could just file straight to CIS, the I-130 485, get your work permit. That's a different work permit because when you had asylum, it's a C8 work permit, go to 2 years. When you file direct adjustment of status, it's a C9. That's good only for 1 year, 1 year, 1 year. Unless it's a C9 on a job offer case, then you can do it for 2 years. But congratulations, it's a beautiful case. We held on for 9 years. We got termination. You may or may not be married. Let me know. In fact, call me. I'll be working the whole day today at the office today till probably 7 o'clock or something. And caregiver, you can get a quick work permit. Congratulations.
Thank you so much, Ms. Wong, for this answer. And Leo, please just call the office 216-279-3984, 216-279-3984, and Ms. Wong will be able to help you out. Ms. Wong, if I am waiting for TPS and somebody goes with a weapon and shoots against my house and my family house, is it a problem to file for U visa?
Absolutely no problem. Actually, it's a parallel track case. On the one hand, you have TPS every 2 years. On the other hand, U visa, Biden also came up with a new rule about 6, 7, maybe 5 months ago, saying that the deferred action U visa work permit, you can get it for 4 years. Technically, you don't even need a C14, C15 work permit, which is 4 years because you have TPS. Awesome. So on the one hand, TPS every 2 years. On the other hand, U visa. Right now, U visa's approval rate is like 95%. There was just a government study saying that there's a lot of fraud U visa, but for now, I won't worry about the fraud. I would worry more about how fast on the TPS case you get it approved because you don't care about work permit. You have TPS work permit. It's running about 4 to 5 years. The last approval right now is running 2017. If the client is in jail, sometimes they'll approve fast TPS, but lately something's happening in immigration. Nobody works. I mean, the virus is hurting and, it's just bad. But absolutely file TPS.
Thank you so much for this advice, Ms. Wong. And don't forget that Ms. Wong has offices in 9 cities of the United States, in Atlanta, Cleveland, Chicago, Columbus, in New York, Memphis, Minneapolis, Nashville, and Raleigh, North Carolina. And the phone number is just 1-216-279-3984, 216-279-3984. The next question, Ms. Wong, is um, I work for an international brand and they are transferring me to other countries. I have my family in the United States. I am based in Europe, now moving to France, but I would like to transfer to the United States to be with my family. How can I do it? I
Yes.
am nationalized British.
Okay, so you're EK, which means that you can always come back on ESTA. So the wife and the children can technically switch their visa to a student visa or something. I do recommend that you follow your transfer because these are L1 cases. L1 cases are very fast to get green card. Sometimes you can get a green card from 9 months to 1.5 years. On the other hand, L1, because you have been working for the same employer for so long, my recommendation is just awesome. Just move, but for the children and family, stay here. Either change it to a student visa, or better yet, ask your company, are they willing to protect you on an L1 so the family can stay on an L2? Your wife can automatically work now on an L2 visa. There's automatic approval of L2 work permit. You can actually go to France as long as you keep coming back and get on the payroll. Anytime you come back, you can actually work in France because France and Europe, I mean, I don't understand the work relationship, but it's EU anyway. But of course, Britain canceled the EU. So you need a work permit in France. But as long as you also remain L1 in America, even on a part-time basis, you can come back 1 month every 6 months or something. So you still protect the L1. As long as you're on L1, the wife can be on L2 and the children can go on L2. Then the children can still go on public school. If the children is going to private school, then then they could go on any visa, but L2 allows public school, so you save some tuition money. For your case, another way to do it is sort of talk to your company. These are big businesses. So ask them, are they willing to help you get a green card when you work in France? So at least the wife and the children can get it. Now, knowing people like you make a lot of money. So maybe you help the wife and the children get the green card. You need to work for the business for more than 6 months after you get the green card, or a year, 6 months. Then you can actually give up your green card. Let your wife and the children stay in America with a green card, because unless you want to work in America, because then otherwise you have to pay a lot of tax, because L1 people pay, they make good money, they have to pay tax. Also hire a good international accountant to look at British tax, French tax, and American tax, because there are ways that you can deduct the three countries' tax. But I can tell you now, when we do these cases, French taxes and Canadian and even Canadian and British tax are way higher than American tax. So America is still the best country in the world now. If you really want to stay in America and work and quit this company, because they won't transfer you, they won't help you get a green card, then you need a new H1B visa, and that you start on February 1st, because L1 you don't have an H1 quota gap. So you start on February to get on the L1 lottery. By April 1st, your H1 category. By April 1st, you file a new H1. Then you can stay here on the H1 if you have a degree. But my recommendation, negotiate with the business, blame your wife. Blame the wife wants to stay here with the kids, with the dogs and cats. If not, switch your wife to something else so the two kids can go to public school. You go to France, but you can come back and forth. Then you can come back and forth on ESTA because you're Brit, or come back with something contingent to the wife.
And thank you so much, Miss Wong. And they were asking if the family will be able to work.
Yes, as long as the wife is on an L2, I presume now you're on an L1. The wife is on an L2, then absolutely she can apply for work permit. If she already have the first work permit, the second one is automatic. You don't have to pay a filing fee. She can work.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Miss Wong. And don't forget that the phone number is 216-279-3984, 216-279-3984. Attorney Margaret W. Wong. Leo Galvan is asking on in Spanish, but I will uh, translate into English. Good afternoon. My work permit C08 will expire in November. How long before should I file?
180 days. Call your lawyer 2 weeks before 180 days. You need to file as soon as November, so you need to file by March. I think it's 6 months. File it, because right now, even 9 months, we're not getting the file work permit. It'll be approved, because you already had one. It will be 100% approved. Once you get the receipt notice, there's a 180-day extension. Show that extension, driver's license, and your boss. File it, file it, file it. As the first day you could file it, because right now everything is so slow, it's so embarrassing. Even you visa, you're a victim of crime. You're a taxpayer. Why are they so slow? It's really sad.
Yeah, it's interesting what's going on in the United States, and many people just don't want to work. And
The people like us who wants to work, we don't have a
yeah,
working permit. I don't know what kind of.
yeah,
You don't go to a driver's license place, pay them $80 and say, I need my driver's license. They say, oh, I'll give it to you in 6 months. That's ridiculous, right? They take your money. They should do the best service they can give it to you. And it
that's
costs like
true.
$485 to get that work permit. You pay them. Sometimes they reject it because they say the check is wrong, the check is right. Sometimes they reject it because they say the stamp is wrong. So we have to call the courts and say, are you sure you gave me a right stamp? They say yes. So we have to write them. And sometimes we have to make immigration or the court send us an email to say the stamp is right. I mean, what kind of service is I can tell you stories.
Yeah, a
It's
lot of
frustrating.
stories.
Yeah.
And thank you so much, Ms. Wong, for sharing all of this knowledge and stories and experiences. We have another question. I'm on TPS in the United States. My wife is waiting for her green card interview through labor
The B3.
cert, nursing category, employment based visa. Any suggestions for interview? Does it make any difference since I am here already?
No, it doesn't make a difference. Your wife it's interesting because she already filed for green card. and you are TPS. I don't know if you had TPS before the age of 18, and also if you came to America legally or illegal, you may want to talk to a good lawyer to see if you can also file as contingent of your wife, because you are probably from Venezuela, El Salvador. There's only few countries left of TPS. All right, your wife is a nurse, so make sure she did the testing, the nurse testing, NCLEX. That's a nurse testing. Is a perm. That's weird because nursing you don't need a perm. So when you say perm labor cert, probably it's a professor that she has a PhD, or she has a master's. Because nursing you don't need a perm. You do a straight. Um, uh, the forms and the I-140. That's a beauty of a nurse. So you didn't need a perm. So unless you're a professor, because a lot of kids, because nursing, you also cannot do a H-1B. So they're stuck here getting into PhD. So they could be a professor or something. Any suggestion for interview, make sure the same employer is the same employer who sponsor, because it's not a self-sponsor case, it's an EB3. Make sure quota open. There's a lot of Filipino nursing that needs a EB3. Make sure quota open, but if quota not open, like China, India, sometimes Philippines quota not open. There's a lot of nursing EB3. Suggestion for interview, make sure the employer will give you a letter. Uh, yes, I-140, yeah. Okay, so good. So it's an I-140 case, it's an EB3 case. Make sure you get a new letter few days before the interview, say new date confirming, I'm lettering this letter to confirm the job offer so salary as a RN, because LPN or something, you don't need uh, that you may need a perm, because that makes more money. RN is different from all those. So make sure you bring your NCLEX certificate in. I don't see a problem. They may require J. It's a new form that started about 5 or 6 years. These are technical, but for now, don't worry about it. If you could, always bring a lawyer for the interview, because you don't, make sure if she was on the H visa or no H, a tourist visa, whatever, in status. A student visa, you need I-20, and the grades. Make sure the status, because if you have no 245, you need status. All right. And a good lawyer would walk you through all that and do a prep or 10 preps with you because you're nervous. Always put your hand. Also, don't throw your finger. Don't look at look at the officer straight, because in America you look at them straight. In other countries, like in our culture, the Indian, Chinese, Pakistan, we don't, to respect people, we don't look at them straight. We sort of look on the floor just to show respect. In America, you stand, swear in, don't even sit down, because in the winter with all those coats and the books, and also pay some respect, dress nice. Don't put on the earrings. You're a nurse. You're not supposed to have aids. You're not supposed to have earrings. Just be respectful. Don't create a scene. If they are late, sometimes you sit there for 4 hours to wait. Wait. Be respectful. Be nice. The hands on the table. Once you go there, if you didn't bring a medical, bring the medical. Show them your passport in front. And then don't twist your finger and because anytime you're nervous, we are all nervous, right? But in America, if you're nervous, they think we're hiding something. And I always tell my client, just remain standing, because these officers, they don't care. They do 50 cases a day. They will look you in the eye because they know those forms by heart. So stand there, get sworn in. Now you sit down. Put your ID, your passport, your work permit right in front of the officer, but not that close. You need to save space, because in our culture, because India, Hong Kong, we're very space, like we don't give each other space, but with American culture they need space. All right, and don't frigid. And when you answer the officer's question, look at them. And sometimes officers are very mean. Just be nice. Don't argue back with them. Whatever they say yes sir, yes ma'am, no sir, no ma'am, and the answer. Don't overtalk. You are not vomiting. You're not just trying to please them. You answer the questions and get yourself a green card, and look nice, dress nice, no earrings. Or if you're a woman, just a little diamond stud. None of these tattoos, and don't drive them crazy, because they're doing their job. So are we.
Yeah, they have some parameters or some paradigms about some stuff, and maybe we understand it's different, but they will understand what they were taught or what they regularly see. So, uh, just if you need more information, just please give us a call, 216-279-3984, 216-279-3984. Looking forward for Miss Wong to start traveling again. She had to stop a little bit, but she was already traveling around the country, meeting people in person. But now this Omicron just put a hold for a little bit. But it looks like it's not going to be too bad. A lot of infection, but well, the thing is that everybody reacts different to COVID, so we need to be careful. We need to take care of you, Miss Wong. So, thank you so much for your great heart and for traveling around. And I'll see you next week.
Thank you. See you next week.
Thank you so much. And please don't forget that Miss Wong is just one call away from you. You can call her and get in touch with her. Calling 216-279-3984, 216-279-3984. Attorney Margaret W. Wong. Thank you. And